Defending the homeland, 1,000 National Guard troops are headed to the border with Texas and Mexico, but not because the president has ordered them. Texas Governor Rick Perry yesterday taking the border crisis into his own hands while the president sits idly by. And new this morning, more calls for more border troops are being made. South Dakota Congresswoman Kristi Noem joins us live here in our New York studio.
Yeah,
good morning
thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, you know, for months we've been saying there's a border down south. When are we going to fix it? The president has done nothing. Now Rick Perry has stepped up and calling out the National Guard. What do you think?
Well, I think it's unfortunate because that border is really the responsibility of the federal government. So the fact that the state of Texas has stepped up and had to secure it themselves is really unfortunate for them financially, and the fact that it's the president's role. We should have National Guard troops down there on the border. We need more. But the federal government should be paying for it.
Well, absolutely, because Rick Perry called up the National Guard. Now Texas is on the hook for it.
Well, they are. And, you know, really, honestly, we need more than 1,000 border troops down there. Plus, they're limited by what they can do on federal lands. So we have some proposals going in the House that would give us more access to that, get more troops and more Border Patrol agents down there that would really help the situation.
What do you think is going to happen with 1,000 troops down on the border?
Well, I think it certainly helps to have...
Does it send a message?
Well, it certainly does. It certainly says that Texas realizes this is a problem, that all the people across the country who've been watching this situation unfold realize that it's a big problem with having these unaccompanied minors in our country. We need to take care of them. We need to send them home.
Sure. You know, you listen to the White House and the president's men and women, they're out there 24/7 spinning this as it's not... Forget about the fact that we're not enforcing the laws. It's those darn Republicans' fault because they wouldn't pass comprehensive immigration reform.
Now, our president just needs to make a decision, follow our laws, and then go down there and take care of our country and get these children back to their families.
Why do you think it's pretty much an open turnstile down there right now?
Well, it's because they've gotten a clear message that we don't enforce and secure our borders. And so these countries have recognized that if they send their children to the United States, we'll interview them, we'll take care of them, we'll feed them, we'll even deploy them all over our country and reestablish them with families throughout the United States. And 72% of these children never leave our country. They get a free pass into the United States of America, and they're doing it illegally. So, you know, these parents that are in Central America, they recognize our kids will have more opportunities here if they can get them here and get them through this process. We just have to recognize that we have laws, and we want people to go through the process legally. Well,
and one of the laws on the books right now is one from 2008, where if you can get to the United States and you just step a foot over in our border and you're from Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, you're in until you're cycled through the judicial process.
Yeah, well, I've worked a lot on human trafficking and sex trafficking, and this law from 2008 ensures that any minors that come in that aren't from Mexico or Canada get an interview and get established with Health and Human Services. The problem is that people have recognized that law happens and that we lose track of these children once they're in the system. So we need to fix our laws so that we make sure that they get interviewed by the Border Patrol and get returned back home. Treat them the same as we would if they were from Mexico or Canada.
And we should point out when Governor Perry called up the National Guard, his main concern are the drug cartels and the terrorists coming across this.
Absolutely.
The border.
Well,
not the kids per se.
It's not the kids per se, but we do have issues with the children. They do have some safety concerns. We certainly worry about losing track of them. They could be trafficked in our own country if we don't take care of them. So it is a very big issue.
All right. Congresswoman Kristi Noem.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.